Welcome, everyone. In this video, we will explore the world of data and the various ways it can be organized, stored, and processed. By considering these three aspects, we can broadly categorize data into three formats: structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Understanding these formats is crucial for anyone working with data, from business owners to analysts to developers. Let's begin with structured data. Imagine it's like a well-organized closet. Everything is neatly arranged and easy to find. Structured data is just like that. It's the most organized form of data, stored in a clear, rigid format, usually in tables with rows and columns. Think of a spreadsheet, like Microsoft Excel, a CSV file, a relational database, or a Parquet file. These are different ways to store and manage structured data. Don't worry if you are unfamiliar with databases and Parquet files. We'll cover those in detail later. For now, just remember that relational databases and Parquet files are used to handle structured data. As of now, let's illustrate structured data using spreadsheets and CSV files as examples. A spreadsheet, like Microsoft Excel, is a tool for organizing data in a tabular format of rows and columns. Let's say you are tracking customer details. Your spreadsheet might look something like this. As you can see, each column has a specific type of information like name, age, city, and email. Each row holds the data for one individual customer. Since this data follows a rigid structure, if you want to add a phone number for any specific customer, you cannot do that without adding an extra column for the phone number. The table structure must be maintained and consistent. Similarly, CSV files, which stand for comma-separated values, store structured data in text format, with each column value separated by a delimiter. Typically, a comma is used as the delimiter, but other characters can also be used. For example, if I use a pipe as the delimiter, the data would look like this. We can open and edit CSV files using any text editor like Notepad. When you want to dive deeply into structured data, for example, searching for specific records or analyzing patterns, you'll use a language called SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. SQL is a powerful tool that helps you query or ask questions about the data stored in your relational database. Here is a sample SQL query to get a list of customers from the city of Ahmedabad. But don't worry if that sounds complicated right now. We'll get into SQL later. Here are some examples of structured data. Transaction data. Think of every time a customer buys something from a store. Each transaction is neatly stored in a table. Financial records. You could track things like income, expenses, and savings in a structured way. Customer details. Any company that collects customer data like names, addresses, emails will store it in a structured format. Order details. When customers place orders, the data like product name, quantity, and price will be organized in a table. Next is semi-structured data. This type of data doesn't conform to a rigid structure like a table, but it does have some organizational properties, often through tags or keys that identify different data elements. Think of JSON or XML files. They use tags to define elements, making it easier to organize and interpret the data compared to completely unstructured data. While not as easily searchable as structured data, semi-structured data offers more flexibility. For any specific data instance, if we want to add or remove fields, we can, for example, if I want to add any field for this customer, I can easily do that. Note that while we use relational databases to store structured data, we can use NoSQL databases to store semi-structured data. We will discuss this further in subsequent sections. Common examples include email data, social media posts, configuration files, and API payloads, etc. Finally, we have unstructured data. This is the most common type of data generated today, and as the name suggests, it lacks any predefined format or organization. Examples include images, audio files, video files, text documents, and PDFs. While they might contain internal structures like paragraphs or metadata, there's no predefined way to directly access and analyze the data. Analysis of unstructured data often requires more complex techniques like natural language processing, image recognition, and machine learning. We will explore these techniques further in later sections. Let's recap. Structured data is highly organized, easily searchable, uses a predefined rigid structure, often stored in spreadsheets, CSV files, or relational databases. Semi-structured data has some organization through tags or keys, more flexible than structured data, often stored in JSON, XML, or NoSQL databases. Unstructured data having no predefined format requires specialized processing techniques. Examples include images, raw text, video, and audio. Understanding these different data formats is crucial for choosing the right tools and techniques to store, manage, process, and analyze data. I hope you now have a clear understanding of the differences between these three data format types. If you have any questions about data formats, please let us know in the Q&A section. We would be happy to answer them. Thank you so much. Happy learning!